viewers and subscribers, and this is Supercholatemilkshake, and guess what? I dug out the old laptop again. Okay, there's a reason why I dug out the old laptop, okay? I used to do a whole lot of games videos and editing on such and like this, and you know what? It still holds a place near and dear to my heart. In fact, actually, someday, after I get a new laptop, I'm actually going to gut the hardware out of this, put it inside a new box, and then make it a multimedia system, because there's still quite a few good things about this laptop that is pretty good. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about the laptop. Let's talk about the game I made, huh? Okay, here we go. We're gonna fire this bad boy right up. I need to hide that counter up there, because this is the older action. And I'm using the wrong keyboard. There we go. There we go. The game is not broken. That's the title of the game. The game is not broken. And it's obviously broken, as you can clearly tell. What's more to this game, right? I mean, seriously, I am done with this video. Okay, so seriously, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And you saw the timer, didn't you? Oh, you cheeky little... Okay, fine. I'm gonna get into the reason why this game doesn't work. Stop action here. It's kind of heartbreaking, though, what happened. It kind of was, but then also kind of turned into a happy accident. Because it turns out, well... Okay, I'll get to it when I get to it, okay? In the meantime, I will be switching things over here. We'll be switching... Hey, ho, can we go back to the DVI part, please? Thank you. Okay, so, anyway. Open up Visual Studio. Let's see here. Okay, is action still running? Yes, it is. I believe I hid the... Did I hide the HUD? Hotkeys. Hide the... Show and hide the HUD. It's F6. Yeah. I'm pressing F6. It's not showing the HUD. Why is it not showing the HUD? Oh, wait. That's because... Duh. Okay, then. So, I'm going to have to switch the active screen from desktop 2 to desktop 1. There we go. And I'm going to start recording. Okay. Now, I'll just need to get my... I swear I had a paperclip over here. What happened to it? Did I put my keyboard over it? No. I didn't. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I can't believe it. Found it. So, okay, I'm gonna get my equipment for recording back on. I know this mic might not be that good, but when it comes down to it, in all sources, in all reality, it's better than nothing. There we go. Hopefully you guys could hear me nice and crystal clear. I mean, if not, well, at least clear enough so that you can understand me. Alright, so let's get going, huh? Alright, I'm going to show you the game that I built. The game that I made and submitted to the Game Jam, per se. And honestly, it is, it's an interesting one, to say the least. Alright then. Oh, so, wait, I need to do something here, though. I need to go... Is this level 6? Yes, this is level 6. Okay, so what I need to do is set... Okay then, so here we go. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the game that I made. And honestly, there was a bit of a development. There was quite a bit of development issues, okay? I mean, quite a bit of developmental issues with this thing. Oh, right. That's not going to work until I put the semicolon there. Duh! Forgetting how to write C++ code already? Considering that you spent like an entire weekend working on this game? You're embarrassing, John. You are embarrassing. Okay, so run local Windows debugger. Yes, I want to build it, please. Thank you. Okay, guys, you are going to see my code in action here. Honestly, I am actually kind of proud of what I did here with this code, because it's really complex and advanced, and oh yeah, listen to that groove. I composed that myself, you know. Yeah, a lot of the assets in this game, I did myself. Honestly, the graphics are kind of lackluster. I'm about to show you. Here we go. Press enter. Yeah, I know, that's impressive, isn't it? Anyway, so basically the instruction here is pretty simple. Press B to move, space to jump, B to blow, F to pay respects, and then you can also press any key that you want, but it's not going to work. Actually, tell you the truth, B to blow and F to pay respects does not necessarily work either. Those were just jokes, okay? Those were just jokes to settle my sanity after a very long, hard, driven weekend. So, anyway, so basically, yeah, we just moved D to move forward. That's it. That's it. Simple controls. And then you just jump. See? I mean, it's really simple. It's fun, right? It's kind of fun. Okay, the collision detection's a little off, but you know, what do you expect for bounding boxes? I mean, honestly, this is probably the best you can get. And also, doing that also kind of causes a bit of a problem too. But other than that, it's not that bad. Actually, it kind of works out a little bit later on, and you'll see what I mean. So anyway, okay. So when it comes down to it, yeah. Actually, I kind of had a bit of fun programming this and getting it to work. It was a bit of a pain, though, to get the, oh, there we go. Congratulations, we won the game! Woohoo! Just press E to continue. And then the game restarts. Okay, so basically the idea was supposed to have the theme of out of control. And guess what? You're falling out of control here, because you can't close out of the window, you can't Alt F4, you can't escape to quit. All you gotta do is just enter the start, or click on the X on the back window here. But that's another story for another time. Anyway, and it's still the same basic controls, D to move, space to jump, except for you're moving faster in this one, so you gotta be a lot more on your toes. And there's pitfalls in this level. So honestly, it's not that bad. That's my finest work doing a level. Honestly, I think I've had Super Mario Maker levels that looked better than this. But to be fair, it's not bad. It works for what it is. And then, of course, all of a sudden, it switches around. The game starts becoming a little more laid back, and it tells you that the game is probably broken. And it tells you that you already know what to do. Press enter. And guess what? The character is now running by himself. Him or her. I decided to make it explicitly gender neutral. Okay, oh yeah, and these were walls too. I wanted to implement them a little bit better, but honestly, I didn't have the time by the time I got to this point. Because honestly, by the time I got to that point, let's just say I was running out of time, actually. I was like in the last 20 minutes of developing the game and trying to get it out. So, in a nutshell, it didn't necessarily work out all that well to implement the walls. So I didn't get the time to do that. So the walls technically have no physics to them. Okay, press E to continue. Then it gets even worse. Why are you still here, it says. Now it's really questioning you. And now you're really moving on this one. You're going really quick. You gotta be on your toes. Well, okay, it's not as quick as it could be, but honestly, and I guess I could use a little more variety in my level design here, because honestly, it feels kind of like the same level were used over and over again, but I guess in this case, it was kind of for the benefit of me. I wasn't worried about graphics, I wasn't worried about level design, I was just worried about trying to get the code to work. And that's the main thing. After I got the code working and got it doing what I wanted it to do, then I would have worried about graphics, then I probably would have ended up worrying a little bit more about graphics. The music, however, I did compose all Friday night, but that was mostly due to the fact that the internet went down for me, and okay, there's a little more of a development story to this than you would ever believe, so trust me. I have it all documented. Not all completely well documented, I don't have the music well documented, and I don't have the level making part well documented, but I do have most of this pretty well documented. So, anyway,
another reason why I also used the same level structure over and over and over again was because it was easier to program for the platforms that way. So I could just keep copying and pasting that same old code over and over and over again. So, you know. And also, yeah, if you haven't noticed, this bar up here has been changing. It has been changing quite a bit, so. And then it gets dark and mysterious as you hear a clarinet mysteriously play. And of course it says, if you're going to stay, might as well have some fun. And then you're rocketed. Seriously, you do not want to fall here because you go right straight back to the beginning. Yep, and then you stop right there, and then, yep. And then it tells you you are in for it. The game is certainly broken. You have no control. Well, okay, outside of jumping, you have no control, and your character moves as slow as molasses. I did this with intentional reason, okay? I kind of wanted to do it like, well, okay, I kind of wanted to... Okay, guys, I'm going to get a little dark and personal with you guys, okay? So, be prepared. I wanted to mimic and copy the very idea of anxiety, and I wanted to put that inside a bit of a game thing, and a game mechanic, and copy the very ideas of, like, depression and anxiety, the ideas of you can't do it, you're failing, why are you doing this, there's no point in it, why, and why. You're a failure. There's no real reason why you want to do it. I mean, that's the reason why I wanted to do this, and that's why the character is moving so slow here, is mostly due to the fact that my collision detection is not working. Anyway, so the reason why I decided to do that was mostly due to the fact that, well, I wanted to mimic something, because I'm not in the best portion of my life right now. Currently right now, I'm unemployed. I have no real financial way of sustaining myself, and I don't have anything else. And of course, the character is going to march right off the screen, and it's going to reset itself because I have it programmed that way. Or maybe it's just going to march right off the screen and go, yeah, he's going to march completely and totally off the screen. Anyway, there was one more level for this, though. There was one more level, just to let you know. Honestly, the idea was to have the character get up to the really big wall, have him stop there, and then curl up and cry. I didn't have the time to necessarily implement the graphics. I didn't have the time to necessarily implement the time, because you know what? Some of the time I spent on this game was trying to implement a timer. It's no joke. But anyway, if you want to see part 7, then, okay, global bound, set angle, okay, close, okay, so let's... Okay, so if you want to see what the overall endgame is, I am going to comment out all these things. And I'll just do the star first and then the backslash. There we go. Comment out all this. Enter and uncomment. There we go. And then, of course, if you want to see what part number 7 looked like, here it is. Because, unfortunately, I don't know what's causing it to glitch out by the time it gets to the end of 6, where it doesn't want to load part 7. But, you know, this is what happens after you beat after part 6 gets done. This is what happens after level 6. Hold on. It's taking a while. There we go. I am not going to lie. When I took that into the photo editor and did that, I literally jumped out of my pants. I'm not going to lie. That scared the living daylights out of me. The music also, I wanted to represent that too. Have it a bit scary and creepy. I kind of wanted to make it a bit of a horror game, as the game took all semblance of control away from you. So basically, when it comes down to it, when you start the game... Oh, you're going backwards. Sheesh. I need to fix that. Hold on, hold on. This is a simple fix, don't worry. You see that little Y-vel thing right there? Yeah, that's where my simple fix is. All I gotta do is just put a negative on that and then it works. It just works with the last turn and shows me. But people buy money flows, it just works. But anyway, this is the last portion of the game. Like I said, when I took that image into the image editor, I freaked. By the way, that's my own face. I know, right? It's terrifying to look at. But this is where the graphics of the game actually kind of excels, where the simplicity starts to look scary. And that's the goal I was trying to head for. I mean, honestly, here, it was just a simple color palette. There was like maybe 4 shades of red and 1 black. That's it. There was nothing else to this. I think the only thing that isn't red on this screen is the text that says only enter, there is no escape. And honestly, the idea was to have it a bit creepy and have some creepy images in the background and distorted images. I did a sort of okay job with that, but I didn't necessarily do the best job with it. Most of these were mine, by the way, just to let you know. I think the character could probably move a little bit slower. I don't know this, though, because I never really got to this part because the game kept freaking out about it. But, you know, as you can tell, I was trying to make it look as scary as I possibly could. And, you know, I don't think some of my custom images worked out very well, but I was just throwing some assets together and I was just throwing things at the wall and seeing what would stick. As soon as you hit that, the game closes. Honestly, I was also having a bit of an idea where there was a scary figure at the very end of the hallway where he was just standing there as you approached him. And then he would slowly start walking towards you. And then the game will end.
That's where I was thinking, you know what, that would be an excellent idea. Because, honestly, when it came down to developing this game, and probably that other video about the game development hell thing came out, as I was developing this game, I first originally came up with the idea of having the player break the game, and then the computer starting to argue with the player. That was my first idea of losing complete and total control. However, it gradually turned over into this only because of the fact that, well, I figured I would end up having a hard time implementing that very idea. I would struggle quite a bit trying to balance with the different game designs and all that other stuff and trying to make sure that the player would break the game as much as they possibly can and force the player to break the game as much as they possibly can. So instead of having the player break the game, I thought, why not have the game break the player? And I wanted to pull a bit of a Doki Doki Literature Club card here. Yeah, I know. A game that looks, on the surface, absolutely sweet and innocent. I mean, like, seriously. You have characters that are just sweet, memorable, charming, and gosh darn cute. And then all of a sudden, it flips on your head, and then you start seeing all the horrifying things and the true reality of it all, and, you know, all that stuff. That's kind of how I wanted to go with it. Or, you know, something like Coraline. That movie also would be a good example of this. But, yeah. That's pretty much all I got to say about this. Anyway, so I do have some fixing and issues to do. I can't fix it right now because of the requirements for judging on the games. So basically, as of right now, I'm kind of AOL on giving it a bit of a patch so that it will work out better. But in a nutshell, I mean, it's not bad, it's not good, but I had a lot of fun. And honestly, when it comes down to it, the game went from horror back to joke game again. No joke. I mean, a lot of people actually love the fact that I called it that this game is not broken, and then the game breaks right away. I mean, honestly, I didn't even think of how awesome I didn't even think of how weird the irony was, considering. And granted, I didn't bug test it, of course. I just threw it out the door as fast as I possibly could because, well, time was running out. When I uploaded it, I only had about a minute left. Or when I got the file to finally upload it, and I got it submitted into the jam, I only had a minute left to get it into the jam, so I didn't have time to bug test it. I didn't have time to give it the proper build treatment. I basically just kind of winged it and hoped for the best. And I guess the best did kind of come. Not in the way I expected it to, but, you know, in a nutshell, I can't really say that I'm mad about the game. And also, you will be seeing a bit of a update here as soon as Mark will allow me to allow the update. Yeah, Mark Brown being the guy who was hosting the Game Jam. Sorry for calling him out. Go subscribe to Game Maker's Toolkit right now. So anyway, also my game is down in the description down below if you want to try it out. If you can get it fixed and running, then you know what? Be sure to actually give it a try, because, you know, it really isn't that bad of an idea. And honestly, the idea of having the game starting to play itself after a while was a really good idea of how losing control was actually a really good idea of implementing losing control, because you're losing control of the gameplay. You don't have any more control over the character anymore. The character is starting to do its own thing. And that was the very idea. And, well, granted, I guess I could probably put in a few more levels, but in a nutshell, I guess if I were to update this game, I would just update it first, and then worry about redoing all the graphics and such, and then actually maybe doing some more with the game overall, and doing a bit of a director's cut, per se. So, anyway, and no, I'm not distuned to the idea of having a director's cut. Actually, I kind of like the idea. Because if I did a director's cut, there would be so much more that I would implement, and so much more time I would give myself before the game would have to come out. So, anyway, I think I rambled on long enough. Okay. So anyway, if you like this video, please be sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all in the next video. This is Super Chocolate Milkshake, signing off.